All right, so the next part is to fill out the rest of the column. I did a little bit of work to make it just look a little more presentable, which is this alternating colors option here. You have to select it and you can choose what color to make it. The next column, though, is the difference from the mean. So we're going to take every single data point and figure out how far away from average it is, which requires us to have the average. And so in the descriptive stats spot here, we're going to make a separate table, which is why I gave it, there's a little gap here, just to kind of visually make it look different. And so we're going to do the average. And then, so that's the title. And then over here, we're going to let the calculator do the average for us. So go ahead and look at the way to get this to happen is to make a formula in a spreadsheet. You do the equal sign, and then you start typing the command. And in this case, the command is to create an average. So we're going to type average, there's a bunch of suggestions here. You can see, well, this is the one that we want, average, and then we're going to open a parentheses and select which things need to be averaged, which are the hit point numbers. So I'm going to just click and drag over all 30 hit points of my sample and close the parentheses and then hit enter to input this command. And from my sample, 58, a little over 58 hit points is the average. So that's step one, is just getting that one number. Let's pause and go ahead and do that. Okay. The next part of this is to use that and figure out how far away these are. Now we're going to create a formula, so you're not going to individually do this on the calculator and type in the number. We're going to say equal sign, and I'm going to select this number, the 95, and I want to subtract this number. And so I'm going to click on this, and it's not going to put the numbers in, it's going to put the cell location. So any numbers in those cells, it's going to do this operation to them. I press enter to go ahead and do it. And it looked like it suggested autofill, but I clicked away here. One way to do this, again, don't do it yet, just watch what I'm doing. If you hover over the corner, just like we did for the before, we can extend the formula and it will also do that. Notice the orange box, it's using the 65 now, but the purple box, we want the purple box to stay there, to be locked into place. And if I scroll, if I copy drag this down, everything, all the formula moves down by a box. We don't want that. And so in the original formula here, let's alter this. If I want the purple box to be locked into place, which is the I2 box, right in between the I and the 2, you are going to put a cash money symbol between those, and that means that the orange is going to move according when we scroll it, when we extend the pattern, but the purple one is going to be locked into that box. So as long as we don't change the location, it will remain the same. So if I go and do that now, notice I'm clicking on this little dot here to copy and drag it, and I'll just go ahead and check. It's taking the 30 and dividing by the 58, which is what we want the formula to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and extend this formula all the way to the bottom. Don't do yours yet. Let's just finish out the rest of these calculations. And now the next thing is we want that number to be squared, which is for two reasons. One, we don't want it to be negative. And two, we want to give weight to the numbers that are further away, meaning that the numbers that are really far from average, when you square them, that's going to give them a lot more weight, as opposed to some of the numbers that are close and the difference being smaller. Anyway, again, a formula, we want this number to be squared. So we use shift 6 to get the caret, and we're going to go ahead and put exponent 2. And I think I'll do this time. I'm going to autofill this, and it looks like it knew what to do. So that is the start of this table.